We're going to take a look at microscopic bone structure. We're going to start off with the largest magnification, and that is the picture down at the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Here what you see are bone cells called osteocytes, and they're housed in little spaces called lacunae. So in each lacuna you find one osteocyte. You can also see a network of canals called canaliculi, and these allow for the osteocytes via processes, which are long extensions, to communicate with one another. Going to the next magnification, what you see here is a unit of compact bone called the osteon, and down the center you see it's called an osteonic canal or a Haversian canal, and in that you can see blood vessels and nerves. They're typically very tiny blood vessels and nerves. If you look closely at the top of the osteon, you can actually see the lacunae and the little network of canals from one lacuna to the next called canaliculi. Here you see the osteonic canals extending from top to bottom right down the center of each osteon. And then you also see horizontal canals. Those are called perforating canals. And those have larger blood vessels and nerves, and they connect one osteonic canal to the next, providing for a blood supply for the entire bone tissue. There are two kinds of bone tissue pictured here. On the right-hand side, you can see compact bone, which is essentially a series of osteons cemented together. Very regular pattern. You can see the pattern, the circular pattern. It's easily recognizable. On the left-hand side, you see what's called spongy bone. Spongy bone is much less dense, and it doesn't have nearly as regular a pattern. On the far right, the tissue that's flat back is the periosteum, and that is the bone coating that is continuous with ligaments and tendons that are going to connect the bone to other bones and to other muscles. Here you see the picture of the long bone. Down the center of the long bone is called the medullary cavity. That contains the largest of the blood vessels and nerves, and you can see that those blood vessels and nerve branch off either to the left or to the right, entering the bone tissue and allowing for the nourishment of individual bone cells. You can see on the very outside a thin layer that's called the periosteum. You can also see that the bone expands down at the bottom and also at the top. These portions of expanded bone are called epiphyses. Each epiphysis is going to articulate with another bone, and that's why you can see a cartilage coating there that provides for that articulation, some padding in that articulation.